It's a Friday night, and we have some 49ers news to get to, and it's an interesting bit of 49ers news, a move that I really like for Kyle Shanahan's coaching staff. According to Adam Schefter, he has hired Anthony Lynn as the assistant head coach of San Francisco, very well known for being the former head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. We'll break this down, the implications. Does this mean that Mike McDaniel, the offensive coordinator, is gone? He interviewed today for the Miami Dolphins head coaching job, but first, this is why you subscribe to the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Sr., because no matter if we're at the Chat Sports studios or at home, when 49ers news happens, we have you covered. Big thanks to the faithful for getting us to 55,000 subscribers. For those of you who don't subscribe to the channel, hit that red subscribe button down below if you want the best and most consistent 49ers coverage here on YouTube. So Shefty breaking this news just moments ago on a Friday night. He says on Twitter, Anthony Lynn is being hired as the assistant head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. Per league sources, Lynn, who had other NFL and college offers, is expected to now be a key cog in the 49ers offense and the run game. Lynn's offenses and backfields have produced as some of the highest rushing totals in the league over the past decade. He helped Tyrod Taylor field one of the league's top 10 offenses in Buffalo and molded an offense in which Justin Herbert won Rookie of the Year. Now, does this mean that offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel has landed a job with the Miami Dolphins? Potentially. He interviewed with the Dolphins today. That is his second known interview with Miami, as they're looking for a replacement for Bryan Flores. That could be it. But also, Jon Embree was let go earlier this week, the tight ends coach who also used to be the associate and assistant head coach. So Lynn is taking his spot, but could he also be taking McDaniel's spot? That's something that we're going to continue to monitor. Now, as for where Mike McDaniel's status is right now with Miami, Kellen Moore is also interviewing on Saturday. He's the Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator, and it's expected to come down to either Kellen Moore or Mike McDaniel. McDaniel has received a lot of praise recently from people like Robert Saleh, who said, I hope he doesn't come into the AFC East and in the AFC because he's a well-respected offensive mind. But this year, once he got elevated to offensive coordinator, he was credited with a lot of creative ideas in Kyle Shanahan's offense, especially in the ground game, especially with moving Deebo Samuel from wide receiver to wide back. As general manager John Lynch had said earlier in the week, Mike McDaniel's really been credited with coming up with a lot of those plays and then bringing forward the idea of just getting the ball into the hands of Deebo Samuel as a running back. Now, as for Anthony Lynn, we'll go through his resume here coming up. I really like this move, especially if it's replacing McDaniel, but also it's replacing Embree. And a lot of people didn't like that move of letting go of Embree. These types of details aren't made public, so we're not sure if they didn't offer him a contract extension, if he wanted more money, if he was fired. I doubt it was the latter, but he was very well respected for basically helping to identify and develop George Kittle. If you remember, Kittle lasted until the 5th round. He got taken then out of Iowa by San Francisco. He's turned into an all-pro, one of the highest paid tight ends in the league, and we know that in the ground game and in the pass game, he's absolutely fabulous. And Embree was really credited with identifying him as a draft prospect and then developing him along the way as well. But going back to Anthony Lynn, look, he's a former head coach. He has vast experience in the National Football League as a coach, also played in the NFL for a little while, and he's really respected around the league by coaches, by players, by front office executives, and he really has a specialty in the ground game, which is the forte of the Kyle Shanahan outside zone scheme, which is very run-based, power run-based. And I kind of look at building a coaching staff like building an actual 53-man roster. The more talent you can compile over time, the better off you are going to be as an organization, as a team, and as a franchise. And Kyle Shanahan has shown a unique ability of, once his coordinators leave, of being able to replace those coordinators with some really good coaches, and San Francisco doesn't really miss a beat. A lot of other head coaches present, and former, struggle to groom and develop coaches to replace the coaches that did leave for head coaches. Robert Saleh left. Mike LaFleur left. DeMeco Ryans is still here, but he replaced Robert Saleh, and the 49ers defense was arguably better than it was at the peak for Robert Saleh. And if Mike McDaniel does leave, Anthony Lynn is a very, very good replacement for him. So you take a look at his coaching resume as a player. Also, he was with the Giants in 92, Denver Broncos in 93. He actually played for the 49ers in 95, 96 during some obviously really, really successful years for this franchise with Jerry Rice and Steve Young, and then the Denver Broncos in 1997 and 98 and 99. Career highlights: two-time Super Bowl champion, and all Southwest Conference while he was in college. He went to Texas Tech. Now, as a coach, Denver Broncos as a special teams assistant, running backs coach with Jacksonville 03-04, running backs coach with the Cowboys 05-06, the same position with the Browns, Jets from 07 through 2014. He was the assistant head coach with the Jets in 2013-14. In Buffalo, this is where his career really started to take off, and he was deemed and considered a potential head coaching candidate. He was the assistant head coach and the running backs coach there. He was the interim head coach in OC for Buffalo in 2016, and that's what then led to him becoming the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers from 2017 to 2020. He was the OC for the Lions in 2021, and now he is the assistant head coach of San Francisco, which is a move that I really, really like. And he won a Super Bowl with the Broncos over the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl 32. And then in Super Bowl 33, got back there once again and won a ring with Denver. Now, why did his head coaching stint not last a long time with the Chargers? Look, they won a lot of games. 9-7, 12-4, 5-11, 7-9. The first couple of years, very, very successful. The latter two, not so much. There were a lot of injury issues at the latter portion of that stint as a head coach with the Chargers. And the final year, they won like 3 or 4 games in a row to end the year with Justin Herbert as a rookie, but the Chargers at that point just went in a different direction. But now we're not talking about Anthony Lynn as a head coach. We're talking about Anthony Lynn as the assistant head coach and a guy who's going to be a key cog in the 49ers ground game. He'll come up with plays, he'll come up with designs, he'll come up with creative ideas, and as a former running backs coach and a running back at the NFL level, he's going to help continue to develop some of these running backs, in addition to Bobby Turner, who is a fabulous, probably the best running backs coach in the NFL. So the news just broke a little while ago from Adam Schefter, Anthony Lynn being hired as the assistant head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. We're breaking it down here on the 49ers Report. I am Chase Sr. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because if we're at the Chat Sports Studios, we bust out a video real quick. Or if I'm at the crib, we got you covered as well. Jam-packed, thrilling, intriguing offseason coming up for the 49ers after making it to the NFC Championship game. We have you covered every step of the way. Free agency, trades, Jimmy Garoppolo, draft, all that stuff. Hit that sub button. Have a fantastic weekend, and who knows, I might be talking to you soon over the next couple of days.